Okay.
Let me just, okay, so before the insignia, all the shower, all the plumbing system, the shower, Steve wants to see at least 2 inches of water standing in the shower.
Yes.
Okay.
Now let's Chief Inspector see if this is secure.
Stable, okay.
You got people that are gonna wanna take this.
Edward, can you take video as we talk? Because I need a record. Okay? You can just follow us along. Follow us
Alright.
around. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna assume that's good.
Okay.
Mr. White.
It's gonna prove
Good.
It's pretty good, Mr. White.
That looks good. So when we do our final inspection, this will all be filled up.
Yeah, it'll be all.
Do we have copper in my bucket?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. This is your what? Your Talbell bar backing?
Yes, this is for the lavatory. That's for the.
So there'll be a lab right there.
Okay, so let's get a tape measure from the floor to the center here.
Okay. 32.
Excellent. Okay. What do we got going on here with all this metal?
Well, okay, so that's part of the structural engineering.
Okay.
So this is to stabilize the wall for deflection.
Okay.
So these are unistruts 3300, unistrut 5500. All the diagonal bolts actually go out and actually are bolted to the 2x2 vertical connector you saw.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the state of California is really particular on structural welding.
Okay.
Who did this welding?
That was done
Here?
in-house. Yeah.
Who did it? Is he here?
No, he's not here.
Okay. Do you have a written welding procedure?
We don't at the moment.
Okay, so we're gonna get a written welding procedure,
Okay.
and before I can sign off on this,
Okay.
I've got to have your welder come back here.
Okay.
And if there isn't one to do here, I
Right.
need him to set this up for me out here,
Okay.
and I need to verify that he's following the procedure. So
Procedure that's on the
so
on
it sounds
the
like
control manual or
yeah, you're gonna have to develop a procedure
Okay.
that tells me the volts, the amps, and the travel speed
Okay.
for that weldment. I'm gonna assume it's typical for all of these.
Right. Right.
And the only way that I can know that that's a sound weld
Right.
is for him to perform it for me, so I
Okay.
can see the machine that he's using,
Okay.
and I can verify the volts,
Okay.
the amps,
Okay.
and the travel speed.
Okay.
So he's going to have to come back and show me
Okay.
that he knows
Okay.
how to follow a written welding procedure.
So it's a written welding procedure, but
Right.
it's not particular to certain ASTM or ASCM structural, because I don't think it requires that kind of welding, you know?
You got to tell me, is that a structural weld?
It is, well, it's,
I'd say
it is a structural weld.
then there has to be a written welding procedure. Now,
Okay.
it may be a pre-qualified one
Right.
that's coming right out of the AWS,
Okay.
or it may be one that he has developed
Okay.
by a certified welding inspector.
Okay.
But it is the recipe. If I were going to make a cake,
Okay.
it's the recipe how to make the cake.
I see.
That
Okay,
weld
got it.
is very important.
Got it. Okay.
So my role is to verify, not to tell you what that real procedure should be.
Right.
You need a professional to develop that.
Okay.
Mine is to verify he's following the recipe.
Okay. Got it.
Because a lot of welders will say, been doing this for 40 years.
Right.
I can just smell it and it's right. And I say, that's probably true,
Right.
but I can't verify that.
Right.
I have to
Okay.
see the procedure,
Okay.
and I got to verify you following the procedure.
Got it.
Okay?
Got it.
You got that on tape?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So yeah, he's gonna record.
All right. So that's very important.
Okay.
This is a it looks like a reinforcing wall.
Yeah, it's for deflection.
Right.
Yeah.
So very important. If that's important to you,
Yeah.
we got to make sure it's done right.
Okay.
Okay. What's happening here?
This one I think is being.
restroom and the fan of there and the one fan.
Oh, so there's gonna be
Standby.
there's gonna be a exhaust fan.
On the ceiling?
Nothing.
on the
Other
On the wall?
Yeah, it's a
Wall.
through wall.
Okay, so you're just gonna punch through the drywall?
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna just.
You're not gonna have a box that's in?
What is it?
You're not gonna have a box? And then this comes out of a box?
Switch here.
Same as this?
Yeah.
I don't see it. Where?
No, 그러니까 이 팬에 정션 박스가 있어야 되는지 아니야.
No.
No.
Here and then one switch. One
Okay,
switch.
and then this
fan,
just goes
then
straight
one
to the
switch,
fan.
and Then
Yes,
lighting.
if I put a box, then it should connect from the box to the fan.
Okay,
So
so-
it doesn't matter actually.
So that's just gonna, when I come back and see the drywall here,
Right.
that's just gonna be punching through the drywall?
No, it goes inside actually.
It goes in?
Inside,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, so I don't quite understand that, but I'll see it when,
Okay, yeah.
on the next inspection.
Okay.
All right.
Because right now, I just see a wire dangling.
Okay.
Maybe if you see that the example, there is an example of this.
Through wall fan. So you wanna see? Okay, so J box.
No, I'm not
That-
telling,
that's-
I'm not telling you you need
Yeah,
it.
the wire doesn't come out from that.
I'm just going to say what's happening here.
Okay.
And then you're gonna show me,
Yeah, we do hard wire,
Okay.
and then we put it in.
Okay.
Like this. Yes.
all right, what else in this room? I think that's it.
Sure.
Okay, we got a mixer valve here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if that's secure.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got these,
Yeah, you got a sample on your box.
okay. Do I have a sample of these connectors?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so I think we're done here.
Done. Okay.
Chief Inspector?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
You can go home.
Attached. How is that bottom plate attached to the stud? Toenails or how?
I think this is actually toenail. Oh, it's actually screwed.
Screwed in.
Yeah, screwed in.
Screw.
Yeah, super belt.
And how about a stud like that? Are they nailed from underneath or are they always
No,
toenails?
they're
Top
toenail.
and the screw. Yeah, screw here.
Are they screws or are they nails?
Screw. Nail.
I think both.
Yeah.
They-
One,
this-
two, three.
This looks like a gun nail.
Yeah, it's a gun nail.
Do I have that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
장
장로님,
장관님, 이거 내일 좀.
건네일 하나 샘플 갖고 있어.
요손 못 좀 달래요. 이거.
건네일.
네.
Okay, let's take a look at the outside now. We got the inside done.
Okay.
Chief Inspector,
Yes.
this looks like something that's made for you in Madeira.
All the gray parts are Madeira parts.
Are they identified somewhere?
Yeah, every parts have the serial number.
Where would I see that?
Yeah. Well, probably a lot of it is hidden because basically where they stick that on and stamp is on the like the underside of. Well, I can show you.
Okay. Are you going to use this one?
No.
Okay, let's pick one that you're actually going to use.
Okay.
Because I'm going to take this to Madeira
Okay.
maybe on Friday.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because I got to do the traceability.
Okay.
So pick one
Okay.
that's actually going to be something that has an insignia on it.
Insignia.
When I give you the insignia,
Oh, okay.
I want a part that I can trace back.
Oh, okay.
So is there anything I can find, a stamp or anything on one of these?
이거 혹시 어디 요거 찍혀 있는 거 혹시 하나 파트 좀 찾으시면 얘기 좀 해주시겠어요?
이 파트 뭐
뭐 스탬프 찍힌 거.
스탬프 찍힌 거.
How about the one outside?
Okay.
Would that work? Yeah.
You gonna use it?
Well, I mean, it is. Yeah. So it's
All right.
always by.
Let's do this one. That's easy.
Yeah. 오케이, 요게 좋겠대요.
여기 있어요. 여기 그냥 제
네.
사진 찍는 거.
So Chief Inspector,
Yes.
you call Madera and tell
Okay.
him I'm coming to trace that.
Okay.
Have it all ready for me.
Okay. So basically, when you go trace it, so he's gonna have to tell you what batch it came from.
Yes.
Okay. That's all you need to know then. When
Alright.
you get up there.
When I get there, I'm going to take this ID
Okay.
and I'm going to tell him I don't believe any of this is correct.
Okay.
I need to know what the plastic is.
Okay.
I need to know when it was made.
Okay.
I need to know what kind of foam went in there.
Okay.
I want to see your quality records that everything was done right.
Got it. Can you come close up to this one so that you know exactly? Yeah, look, get the number down here. This number. Yeah. Okay, got it. Okay.
So
Eric, Steve is gonna come to trace this deck. Okay.
So we're going to do a full traceability on this,
Okay.
Eric,
Okay.
all the way back to the materials that came into your facility that made this. I know you guys got all those records, so I'll be there hopefully this Friday to trace this one back.
Okay.
Okay, Chief Inspector.
Okay.
What is this?
That is actually part of a shear wall system. So that's designed to go from this through here, and it's actually bolted to this bulkhead altogether. So there's a, yeah, I can show you.
We're going to go back inside
Okay.
and you're going to show me
Okay.
that connection
Okay.
because my Chief Inspector,
Yeah.
Charles, he doesn't believe anything.
All right. So and those two center bolts that came up actually comes through here and is actually connected to the bottom slot.
Okay, so does it look like you've got full thread engagement on that nut?
Could be a little bit more. Well, I mean, yeah, it's probably better that it's actually more like this one. What is your?
That's the minimum.
That's a minimum.
Yeah,
Okay.
it looks like you got full thread
Full
engagement.
thread engagement. Okay.
Because you could cut it off there
Right,
and it'd
right,
be okay.
right. Yeah, we needed to do that because we needed to put a 90-degree hex, driver in through here to
Okay.
drive the thing. So,
Okay,
so
so my Chief Inspector Charles would say that's okay.
that's okay, minimum, but
Yeah,
that's okay.
but if it was less than that, you would have a
Right.
problem.
Okay, got it.
Oops, sorry.
Okay. got it. 이게 총 빌딩이니까 이렇게 하는 게
Okay, what's happening here?
Oh, okay, so I think this was a mistake. This was supposed to be a switch for the air conditioning. I think they wanted, so we refilled it with foam. It's going to be covered with drywall.
Okay.
I think drywall. So,
Drywall goes on the outside here too?
yeah, it goes, yeah, everywhere. And so that's a screw up, but this bulkhead is actually non-structural.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's going to be your normal repair method? You don't use any plastic on that? This is going to be it?
Good question. We figured because our final approval from Mosen has the fire rating based on the drywall that's already going on top of this.
Okay,
It really has nothing to do with the plastic.
okay.
But, I mean, if there were anything like this happening, let's say on the exposed side, like this side is exposed, for
Okay.
example, then we would have to either, exchange the part, the whole part, this bulkhead,
Okay.
or we could actually do a thermal fix with
Okay.
the plastic. We have same plastic material
Okay.
that we can patch.
Okay. So My role is not to tell you if it's
Okay.
right or wrong.
Okay.
You have to be able to tell me, this is our approved repair method.
Okay. Got it. Got it.
I don't know if that's been approved or not.
Right. Got it.
So we have a photograph
Okay.
of this. We'll have to discuss this with Moses. Is this
Okay.
an approved repair?
Okay. Got it. Got it. Yeah. Okay.
All right, Chief.
Yes.
Now I think we got this, we got that. What is this?
So this is the air conditioning, the coil.
Okay.
That's being coiled up, prepared, ready. Once all the modules are connected, it'll actually go connect to the condenser that's
Okay.
sitting outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
So right now this is just kind of temporary.
Yeah, just temporary.
Right.
Right.
Okay, so my focus is on this one.
Okay. Okay.
What I need to have you do now is
Okay.
get a clipboard with a piece of paper.
Okay.
We're going to develop a checklist
Okay.
for you to sign off on.
뭐 필요하세요? 연필?
연필, 예.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
Golfing.
we're going to call this
Okay.
rough inspection.
Okay.
And my chief inspector, Charles, is going to have a checklist that we're going to develop for it right now. Number
Okay.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Number one on our checklist is what we went through here.
Okay.
Let's come back inside.
Okay. Okay.
Distance from the floor
Okay.
to the box.
Box.
You have to tell me
Electrical.
what's the requirement,
Okay.
and then you give me a check mark that,
Okay.
that it meets it.
Okay.
Distance from the floor to the switch, that's a receptacle.
Right.
Distance to the
This is
Switch.
receptacle to the switch.
Yep.
Okay.
distance, I'm not sure what it is. You're
Okay.
gonna find out for
Okay.
me.
Okay.
And you're gonna give me a check, okay.
Okay. Check. Okay. Yep.
Okay? You're going to give me item number 3, the black and the white,
Okay. And white.
and you're going to look at how much
Mm-hmm.
has been stripped away
Okay. Okay.
and the color of the wire nut.
Color.
How much has been stripped away and the color of the wire nut.
Okay. Got it.
You're gonna, item number 4,
Mm-hmm.
distance between the box and the first staple,
Receptacle to first staple. Okay.
and then from staple to the next staple.
Staple to staple. Okay. Okay.
Okay, we're on item number 5. We're gonna look at, let's take a look at the sprinkler next.
Sprinkler. Okay.
We're gonna look at the support,
Okay. Support.
distance from the sprinkler to the support.
Distance from head to support. Okay. Okay.
We're gonna look at the nuts,
Okay. The nuts. Okay.
or the
The face.
flush.
The flushness. Okay. For drywall. Okay. So excess bolt. Okay. Got it.
We're gonna look at the window,
Window. Okay. Okay.
proper functioning.
Proper functioning.
Number 8, clear opening.
Okay. Clear opening. Okay. Okay.
We didn't talk about this.
Okay, AC.
AC.
Okay. Andrew. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Andrew. He's got questions about
sure.
the AC.
Go ahead.
Does this require any support?
Well, that's 1.5 inch depth, so it's very tight, and then it's really impossible to put any sort of a support.
Okay, so let me think in the worst case scenario. You're gonna put the drywall on
Right,
here.
right.
What prevents somebody from driving
Drilling.
and putting a screw into that?
Well, if that's the case, we have to put a blocking on each every 10 inch or something. Then yeah.
Or maybe just some kind of a.
On any type of stud here, like.
Right. I understand. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how that's protected. I don't know how these are, because I don't know how the drywall is gonna be attached.
Right.
So you may wanna put that.
Yeah. Blocking. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not telling you to do that.
Right.
But I always think the worst case.
Right.
Yeah.
I've got somebody that
Yes.
doesn't know what they're doing and
Yes.
they've got
Yes.
holes in that thing.
Right.
Right.
So it would be best to protect it.
It would, if I'm gonna do it, I would
Yeah.
find some way
Okay.
to make sure I'm protected.
Yeah. I mean, just like all the plumbing's already protected, right?
Yes, the plumbing is whole, yes, see,
Like Steve, why don't you look at all the pipes?
Yes.
So this is what they should do.
That's perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So Andrew, you have to do that to your front. Okay.
That gives the assurance that
The
No
pipe will be
mistakes.
punctured, Yes.
Yeah, no puncture. Okay. So from screw. Okay. Got it. That's number 9. AC.
I guess the same mentality
Uh-huh.
would go here too. How do you know that somebody's not gonna
Right.
drive a screw into this?
Right. Good question. So, yeah, maybe what we need to do is we need to protect these things with some kind of cap that goes in there.
Right, so if that were a wood framed wall,
Right.
you would expect that that's in the center of the stud,
Right.
so that
Right.
a drywall screw can never reach it.
Right.
But right now, a screw could reach this,
Right. Okay.
because it's not protected.
이거 어떻게 하죠? 그럼 이런 거는?
판 같은 걸로 뭐 막아야지.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Would there be a simpler way to do something? I mean, if we, let's say, had a documentation of all the wiring before the drywall guy, and then once we have some kind of a marking of the channels.
Great idea,
Yeah.
great idea. It's
Channel
your, it's your
that's
quality system.
prohibited.
Yeah.
You know? So like let's say bulkhead wall slot number 1. Okay, slot number 2 you can't touch.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So now you've
Okay.
protected it from the drywaller.
Okay.
Suppose somebody wants to hang a picture on the
Sure.
wall.
Okay. Right.
So he's
Right.
gonna puncture that and hit that wire.
Right.
So
Right.
you
I see.
got to think of the worst case scenario.
Okay. Got it.
Unless you somehow tell me you don't allow anything hanging on that wall.
Right. Right. Okay. Yeah, I didn't think about that one. So then I think we have to have a physical cover.
Okay,
Yeah. I think
I'm not
so.
telling you to
Yeah,
do that.
Yeah, but, okay. Yeah, that's gonna be some additional work, but let me think about that.
You
one.
think about it.
Okay, okay. Remedy. Okay. Okay, let me think about that one.
Okay, so I think if this is a typical one, that's a good checklist. for
Yeah,
you.
it's a good checklist.
And you're gonna have this unit identified,
Right,
and you're gonna have this checklist for me.
right,
And that way, I know that my chief inspector has seen all of this for me.
right. So this would be a typical bedroom module, this will be a typical whatever bathroom module,
Right.
shower module.
You're gonna sign off
Okay,
and give me your holy water blessing
okay,
on this,
okay, okay,
and this,
okay.
and that.
All, each module.
Each one, you're gonna put your signature on this
Okay.
checklist,
Okay,
and the date that you inspected it.
okay. Okay. Wow. Suddenly my shoulder is actually heavy. Okay.
You are my inspector.
Yeah, well,
The less time you have me here, the more money you save.
yeah, that's good, actually, then I would be able to control my product.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so you're gonna do that for all of these for me.
Okay.
And you're gonna have that checklist and ID.
Okay.
I'm gonna go up there and do your traceability study.
Okay. Okay.
You're okay now. As soon
Okay.
as you do your checklist for me,
Okay.
send me your checklist,
Okay.
and I'm gonna review it and
Okay.
give you the okay to cover.
Okay to cover. Okay, so you won't give us okay to cover
Until my chief
I see
inspector.
the chief inspector gives you the checklist with all the check marks
Yes.
of all the. So let me just double clarify. Let's say for this 4x3, right? This 4x3. Each building, each module has to be checklisted.
Yes,
Okay.
you're seeing everything.
Okay.
Unless you want me to come back here and do it myself.
Okay, so for example, when we get to the 6x9, the big building,
Uh-huh.
each module, 54 module has to have a checklist.
Everyone's gotta have a check.
Wow, okay.
You're gonna sign off, or else I'm gonna come back and sign
Okay,
off on it.
okay, got it.
But I'll trust you.
Okay, got it.
Make sense?
You can trust me.
Okay.
Because it's my product.
It's
I
your
don't want this
product.
thing- Yep, okay. Good.
All right, so give me the checklist. Have we seen all of the major stuff? We've seen electrical, we've seen preliminary plumbing.
Yeah, yes.
Fire sprinkler, you saw.
I've got all the parts here.
Mechanical, HVAC. Yeah, I mean and then you saw the structural. I will make sure that, yeah, these things are all checklisted for the structure. So each discipline. I
Yeah,
would say
you're gonna take,
structural.
you're also gonna take your finger and feel whether that nut is tight
Okay,
on
right,
these things.
right, okay,
Because the chief inspector thinks everything's wrong
okay.
until it's shown to be right.
I
Okay?
don't have a confidence in my product.
No.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta have a different hat. I'm gonna bring you I'm
Yeah.
gonna bring you a CI professional.
Red hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when it's green, then it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
really should have an independent guy does, but I'm gonna let you do it.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Okay.
I'd love to be that person.
So for now, you're the guy.
Okay,
So once you got the okay to cover, you can cover it all.
okay.
Then I'm gonna come back and you're gonna do a ring out on the electrical. Who's your electrician?
Electrician?
You are.
Right there.
So we're gonna ring out all of the circuits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean by ring it out? You're gonna see that there's a connection from your
이거
box.
테스트한다는 얘기인가요?
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
For the
And-
final.
right.
For the final.
Yeah.
Okay.
And who's your plumber?
Right here.
Perfect. And you're gonna fill it all up,
It's all filled right now.
and you're gonna pressurize the copper lines. You can do that with air if you want.
It has water
You have water in the.
right now. If you open this one, you'll see
I
water
need a
coming.
pressure gauge.
Okay, no problem.
I need a pressure gauge, and I've got
For the
to,
final. Yeah.
and I've got to be able to see that thing holds the pressure. I don't remember how much and for how long. I'll follow up with you on that. But we need a gauge
Okay, no problem.
on that, and then the waste has to be filled up with 2 inches of standing water.
That will be on final. It cannot
Yeah.
be done rough because there's no seal.
Yeah. So on the final, we'll see that.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess what we haven't seen is the roof. Do
Okay.
I need to see anything up there yet?
Well.
Is there a truss that's going to go up there?
I think, Steve, let me ask you a question. Would it, because I have my drywall guys coming tomorrow.
Okay.
Is it okay to cover one side? As long as the other side is still open? Or are you okay with, what do I think?
Well, you're the chief inspector.
Yeah.
Everything's wrong
Yeah,
until that checklist shows that it's right.
okay.
So,
Okay,
so-
let me, go through the checklist. And if every module that has a checklist, I send you with the check mark on each one of the checklists,
Yeah.
then you will let us cover.
as soon as you send me the checklist, I'll
Okay.
review it right away,
Okay,
and I'll give you the okay to proceed.
got it. Okay,
So I'll move as quick as you can.
okay, I'll do it tonight.
All right. So how does this thing attach to this?
Okay, yeah, let's go out there. Okay, so, yeah, let me just show you. Okay, right here. That's good. Okay.
if I can get somebody to lay out all of the things in that bucket on the floor,
Okay.
I'm gonna take a photograph
그
of it.
바켓 이렇게 쫙 좀.
You can lay it out all right there. in the
여기다
center.
Okay, so Steve, so basically, truss has legs.
Okay.
These legs that actually went down here.
Okay.
Has a 2 bolt holes.
Okay.
They actually span from one of the modules. You see those vertical connectors
Yes.
sticking above,
Yes.
right? And they basically span. You can see that this and this. So this is the truss. What you see here.
Okay.
So it goes from here to here. This is 16 foot 2 inches. And so we have 1 deck, 2 decks, 1 module, 1 module. So basically, from that module to the module, these decks actually go in between.
Got it. Okay.
And then the truss actually goes, connects into,
Beautiful.
yep. And then these are the 4 straps that actually I can. Well, you can see it. So in addition to the 2 end legs, these straps actually go into the 4 slots on the side of the module.
Okay.
And they get bolted together
Okay.
this way. You get bolted together here, you get bolted here, you get bolted here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 ends.
Okay.
That's how typical. Okay. Yeah, that one's not secured yet in there because we have to go to the site, and then these actually go into the slot of the module,
Okay.
and then it's connected with the.
Not gonna see this attached to that.
Right, not until the site.
So that's the city inspector that's gonna see that.
Okay.
Not
okay,
me.
Okay.
So
okay.
he'll be the one that has to verify that.
Okay.
I gotta grab this.
Okay. A lot of additional cost and labor to cover every slot that has electrical wire.
Okay.
Can we have on the electrical drawing showing the dimensions of the parts that actually can be drywalled? And
We're gonna have a discussion with Mosen
okay, okay.
because my role is not to tell you how to do
How to
anything.
do that? Okay, okay,
My role is to verify you do what you say.
okay. Got it.
So I don't know what you're saying yet.
Okay, got it. Got it.
So you will discuss with Mosen,
Okay,
and perhaps I'll be on the call too,
okay, okay.
on how you address wires that potentially could be ruptured.
Right. Okay.
So
Got it.
we'll discuss that with Mosen.
Okay, got it.
All right. So this is going to be delivered separately.
This will be delivered separately.
How do we key this
Uh-huh.
with the insignia?
So this will be another insignia.
Oh, we're gonna have a separate insignia.
Yeah, it will
Okay.
be a separate insignia just for the roof. Because it's going separately. I mean, unless you have ideas of being able to,
Well, Mosen tells me where on your plans where the insignia is going to be.
right.
My role as the chief my chief inspector will make sure it's in the right spot.
So insignia locations,
Okay.
those red dots.
Okay.
So one of the roof actually has a red dot.
Great.
So we will have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, 6, 7, 8. Yeah,
Okay.
eight insignias.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have the insignia now? You got
Yeah.
it from HCD? Okay. Okay.
So
Yeah, so this will be. Where do you usually attach the insignia?
I don't tell you.
Oh, you don't tell me.
No.
Okay, you just do it.
I just make sure you do what Mosen tells you.
Okay.
So Mosen will discuss with you where it should be.
Okay. Okay. But then, once we go to the site, assemble everything, insignia has to stay on there forever until, or.
I don't know what happens once it leaves the shop. I don't know.
Okay, so only until it leaves the shop, the insignia
When it rolls out of the
Roll
door,
out of here.
that
Okay.
signia's got to be in the right spot.
Okay.
I don't know where
Okay.
the right spot is.
Okay.
So we'll discuss with Mosin where
Okay.
he wants that.
Okay.
Because Mosin may be answering to the building official,
Right.
hey, I can't find the insignia.
Right.
And
Okay.
if it's not clear on the plans where it's supposed to be,
Okay.
we're gonna have to revise the plans.
Got it. Okay. I need to. Okay.
Is there any drywall that goes on this? Any gypsum?
Yeah. So all that's gonna get covered with the drywall.
Okay, so your checklist,
Right.
you have one for each modular.
Right. You need one for the roof.
The roof.
Okay.
Is there electrical in this one?
Electrical. Yes, there will be. I mean, the junction box is there. And so that's gonna be where the pendant mounted fan light's gonna be
Okay.
coming down.
So you can develop a checklist using that logic.
Okay.
It may be just bolting and electrical and sprinkler.
Right. So, electrical, sprinkler.
Any structural welding here? I
I
see something up in that corner.
which corner? That corner?
Yeah.
Oh, that's just bolting.
No, I see welding up there too. Is that?
No, there's no welding. I don't think you. Oh, on the truss itself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you do that here?
it's actually done in the shop,
What shop?
Ontario.
That's your shop?
That's our shop, JLMC.
Okay, so that's important. I'll have to put that on my list of
Okay.
inspections.
Okay. So that's the.
That's under your
prefabricated
that's
truss.
under your control.
It's under my, well, I mean, not my company, but those are our vendor who actually does all our hardware.
Okay, so I need to think out loud with you.
Okay.
Do you tell him how to do that weld?
Our structural engineer.
He tells them
He
what
tells
to do.
them based on the drawings,
Okay.
what the welding, the depth of the welding, the quality of the welding.
Okay.
So that's actually all specified in the structural drawing.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're telling somebody how to do it.
Right,
Then I've got to inspect it to make sure
right,
they're doing what you tell them.
okay,
So we need a written welding procedure
okay,
for whatever you're telling your welder to do.
okay,
I go there to make sure they're doing it. Just
Okay.
like I'm doing here, you're gonna bring out a welder.
okay,
I'm gonna go to your shop to make sure that these welds are done correctly.
right, okay.
So let's be clear on that.
Okay,
For structural welding,
right,
you need a written welding procedure.
okay. That comes from Life Art.
You are the responsible person
Okay,
to develop a written welding procedure.
okay. Okay. And that then,
So
that
let's be clear,
procedure-
all structural welding
right,
requires a written welding procedure.
procedure.
That's the first step.
Okay,
If you don't have that, we need to take that first step.
okay,
Then I verify the implementation of who's following that procedure,
okay,
how are they qualified to do it,
okay.
and are they following the procedure?
I see, okay.
But the buck
The
stops with you.
procedure starts with me. The JLMC in Ontario has to follow that procedure based on the structural drawing that's approved by Mosin.
Yes.
Okay. And then I make sure that they follow the procedure to the spec
Right.
for the final product. Okay.
So you're going to develop the written welding procedure,
Okay.
and you're going to verify they follow the procedure. You and I are going to do it to begin with.
Okay. Okay.
But you've got some, looks like a full penetrating welds.
Uh-huh.
Really important welds here.
Right. Right.
You got welds over here.
Right.
So you as a chief inspector
Right.
think that every one of these welds is inferior.
Okay.
There's no way that we can look at this and say it's okay.
Right.
But we can look at the procedure
Okay.
that's stamped by a certified welding inspector,
Okay.
and we can verify the guy making that weld is qualified to do it and he's following the procedure.
Okay. Okay.
Otherwise, we're going to stand here and watch you
Right.
do every single weld.
Oh my. Okay.
So you need a written welding procedure, and we need confidence the guy's following the procedure.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep. So then the JLMC, our vendor, just if they follow the written procedure that I developed for the welding based on structural drawings,
Mhm.
then they have to follow that procedure.
Right, so let's take the other scenario.
Okay.
You have no control
Okay.
over
Right.
who's done that welding.
Right.
You have no idea whether if that's the case,
Right.
then they're going to give you a certificate on delivery
Okay.
that's a sound structural weld.
I
They are
see.
on the hook.
I see. The
If
vendor.
something ever goes wrong,
Right.
they're going to be sued out of existence.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
You follow that?
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
this is your procedure and they're
Right.
simply doing it for you,
Right.
then we've got to go inspect it.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, okay. You will hire the deputy inspector.
If you want to have a deputy inspector, then he's going to be watching you do all of this.
The actual welding process.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah. That
Yeah.
means he has to go to.
That would be very expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
So
we
you
don't.
really want to have a
One
written
on one.
welding procedure.
Okay.
You want to have the guy that's making this weld be qualified to do that procedure.
Okay.
I haven't told you all of this. The
Right.
first thing is that you need to get a written welding procedure.
Right. Okay.
Does that also apply to ACL welding as well, or is it something different?
The key is it a structural weld.
Structure, just a structure.
Yes.
If it's just a temporary weld, I don't care. But if it's considered a structural weld by your structural engineer,
Right. Right.
then you're going to jump through all these hoops.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. You're especially interested in the structural welding of the main
The
structural.
question is this a structural weld?
Yep. Yep.
It sure looks like it,
Yep,
but I don't know.
absolutely.
Your structural engineer
Yep.
is going to tell me whether
Yep.
that is or not.
It is absolutely. Okay.
Because in my mind, it's
Right.
wrong.
Right.
That this is, it's
Right.
painted, it's actually chewing gum,
Right.
and somebody's just painted it.
Right.
As soon
Right.
as the wind hits us, it's all going to collapse.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Okay.
Structural welding is really important.
Okay. Okay.
Really important.
How about the bolting?
The bolting we're going to verify.
Just
if
for example, doesn't pass. For example, I should not pass this thing.
if it is a structural bolt,
Right.
there should be a call out of what the torque is.
Torque. Okay.
If it's just a bolt and it's not a structural bolt,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to have you verify that it's hand tight.
Right. Right.
But if it's a structural bolt and that looks like it,
Right.
it should have a call out on the torque.
Okay.
Because you, as the inspector, think that
Right.
it's wrong.
Okay. Okay.
And you're going to verify one if it's okay.
Okay.
Maybe you're going to assume they're all right.
All right. But should the structural drawing show that already?
You need to have a conversation with your structural engineer.
Okay.
Is that a structural bolt or not?
Right.
If it is,
Right.
you need to ask him, is it important that it's torqued to a certain torque?
Okay. Okay.
Or is it okay just to be hand tight?
Right. Okay. Got it.
Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Makes sense. Yeah.
So develop a checklist here for
the
for the electrical,
Okay. Got it.
for the
Sprinkler
sprinkler,
and drywall.
drywall,
And then
and
the
structural welding.
Right. Structural welding.
And we need to go back to our other checklist and put another item in there, structural
Okay.
welding.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
we clear?
I think so.
Beautiful. So let me tell you the good news, it looks
Yeah.
good.
Looks good. Okay.
It looks good.
Good.
We're gonna see you, there used to be a television show, Lifestyle of the Rich and Famous. That's gonna be you, Charles.
Well, I mean, the mission is to send, eventually get all these to those third world countries.
Yes.
That's a real mission.
I can't wait to see the next phase. So
Yeah.
send me that checklist.
Okay.
Let's get it covered,
Okay.
and let's get me
Okay.
back out here again.
Okay. So let me first develop the checklist so that you can allow us to cover.
Yes.
And then once we cover, we do all the final fixtures and we get everything ready for you to do the final inspection.
Yes.
Is the final inspection when you actually is it ready to go out after the final inspection?
The final inspection is going to be a visual of everything.
Okay.
And once I sign off on the final,
Okay.
I'll issue to you the insignia.
Okay. And then it can go out.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So the final inspection, what are you expecting? I mean, besides the water test and the.
I'm expecting the sprinkler system to be tested, the electrical to be inspected,
Okay.
the plumbing to be inspected,
Okay.
and that the finished cosmetics looks okay.
Okay. So finished cosmetics. So I think the way the HCD plan shows is you want to have all the drywall, but not the actual plastic. The actual final painting and all that will be done on site.
Whatever's
Final
done on
finish.
site, I don't care.
You don't care. Okay. Okay.
But anything that goes out the door with an insignia
Okay.
tells the inspector I've inspected it.
Okay, so sprinkler, you need the actual testing of what's already there, because I think the final sprinkler testing, the guys are not here, but I understood that the final sprinkler test will have to be done by the fire inspector on site
Right.
once everything is connected.
Yeah, I've got to make sure that there's no leaks.
No leaks. Okay, so it's like a sprinkler leak test.
Just like the water.
Okay, for the plumbing. So we said sprinkler leak testing, plumbing leak testing, finish final appearance. What else? Was it?
Mechanical.
Mechanical. Okay. Okay.
I got a question. So the waste line and the water lines are full with water as of today.
Okay.
So you want us to put a gauge on the water lines, but the waste line is good to go, right?
No,
Because it's
the
full
waste
of water.
lines, it really doesn't matter to me that you got them filled now.
Okay.
What matters is that when you're ready for the final, I've got 2 inches of standing water. I've got to have, do you have toilets?
No,
Yes.
So all of that has to be installed.
no. Okay.
And I've got to have assurance that there's no leaks anywhere.
But there's no leaks because it's full of water, so we know that.
That's really good for him right now, for the rough inspection,
Right.
because you don't want to cover anything and find out that there's a leak.
Correct.
Right.
But the final inspection is going to make sure that the head of water is okay, that the pressure for the water lines are okay, and the sprinkler lines are okay.
Because right now we got the water lines. We got the water lines tested to city pressure, which is probably 50, 60 psi. But I don't know, since you want a gauge, like what will be the number that we're looking for?
Usually the water lines are filled up with air, and I think it's a certain amount of psi.
Okay.
And that's got to hold, I think, for like 24 hours.
So it's been a couple days. So
Water sitting in there for a couple of days.
Yeah.
So I'm going to follow up with you on exactly what the final inspection is going to be.
Okay.
The rough looks good. The
Okay.
plumbing on the rough looks good, but
Okay.
it's not the final. The final is going to be a gauge on the water line, and it's going to be the waste lines are going to be filled up in a 2 inches of water in the tub. Everything's going to be verified on the final.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So all the toilets and the sink and shower, everything has to be installed.
Yeah.
Everything has to be ready to be tested.
If you want it to be under my insignia, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So everything has to be, completed, right? Yeah.
Now, if you were going to send those out separately, then your final report's going to show I didn't inspect
Right.
the proper functioning of the toilet,
Right.
the sinks. I didn't verify any of that.
No, we would have to do it there.
Whatever you want me to do, all goes under the insignia.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Good.
Makes
Yeah,
sense?
yeah. Well,
Okay.
I was really wondering how you were going to, systematically check this, right?
You are.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're going to come out and, check every little thing, but now, I know that it's me.
It's
so
you.
then I have to make sure that it's all there. and
Ultimately,
send you
I'm
the checklist.
responsible.
Right,
So I'm training
right.
you now, Charles,
Okay.
to be my inspector.
Okay. Okay. Good. Got it.
Everybody on the same,
I think so. Any questions?
Same sheet of music?
Any question? No.
Well, when I put a gauge on the water lines, I'm sorry to go back to the
Yeah.
water lines, but if I put a gauge, let's say to 60 psi, at this time I already put the angle stops, the toilet, the lavatory, the kitchen sink. So I'm not sure if those angle stops are, I don't know how, if they're rated for a air test like that. You know, because we usually put like right now on rough. That's when we do those tests.
Mhm.
Whatever PSI you want, we could do it now. But after I cut those lines and we put the fixtures, I wouldn't want to, air test the angle stops and the supply lines and stuff like that.
Would you agree that the angle stops in all of the hardware has to hold city pressure?
City pressure no more than 65. That's what they're rated for.
Okay. So I'm going to follow up with you on
Okay.
exactly how we're going to do the finish test.
okay.
I think it's really smart for you to do what you've done now,
Okay.
because you know that all the lines, is it all soldered? Or,
No, it's all pegs.
okay, so you have a feeling, you have a comfort level now that all the joints are holding.
I know that because I tested it, so I know they're good.
Okay, so I'm going to follow up with you. I think this is a good spot that you put on your rough.
Okay.
Have your plumbing. What's your name? I'm sorry.
Enrique.
And have Enrique do what he's done today. And that'll be a checklist item that he's giving you assurance that the rough plumbing
Right.
can hold 65.
Okay.
I don't know how you verified that. You just used the city
We
pressure.
will need a gauge, yeah, to double check that, but
Right now, you just put a hose from the city to
Correct.
there and filled it all up,
correct.
so you know you're holding city pressure.
Yes, because we have a gauge that we could put on the hose bib
Okay.
and it will give you a reading, and it's
Okay.
never less than.
So it's a 65 psi.
Well, all the fixtures are rated for 60 psi. When the
60,
city
okay.
has more, then we
okay.
have to put a water pressure regulator to bring it down to 65.
Okay.
So I would put in the
Let's have-
modules checklist,
Put
plumbing
on
checklist,
our rough framing, plumbing is pressurized to 60.
pressurized to 65. Okay, city pressure. Okay. Got
And then
it.
we'll figure out how we're going to do the final one.
Okay. Okay.
Because the final may be only 10 psi
Okay.
for 24 hours.
I see.
I don't remember exactly what it is. Not 60. So I will find out for you.
There's no checklist that's already template that you already use for other factory built housing. Every one of them is different.
Because
so
of client confidentiality, you have to
Okay.
develop your
I have to
own.
develop my own. Okay. No, I'm just wondering, yeah, because I never done it, but I think it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
We can just and we can kind of improve upon it as
Yeah.
we go.
So you're going to get me a checklist that's signed off on all of these.
Yeah.
And then I'll okay you to cover.
Okay.
And I'll follow up on how we're going to do the final on the waste and the.
Yeah, because the waistline is full right now. But once if I'm to put two inches of water on the top, I need to cut the waistline, remove the water, and create my seal just for the top. But I usually do that on final.
That'll be final. But I think it's a good idea on our rough, you do what you did.
Okay.
Because now we know that all the joints underneath are not leaking
No,
and all of
there
the.
because it's full of water all the way to the roof.
Perfect.
So we know, and we did this test. Today's Tuesday. We did it yesterday
Yeah.
in the
And the
morning
day before too.
and the day before.
So you're going to verify on our rough
Okay.
that the waste has a standing head of 10 foot,
Yes.
a 10-foot standing head, that the water is pressurized to city water. That'll be part of your rough.
Okay. That's rough. Rough inspection checklist. Okay. Okay. I'll get busy.
I think we're on the right path.
Okay.
All right.
The first one's hard.
Yeah, I mean, I had no idea how you were gonna,
You see
Look at
my
this.
you see my method?
Yeah, it's good. I
Okay.
mean, I'm glad, but it's a lot of responsibility on me, but
Yeah.
it's actually great because then now I know that I have to hold to the standards of you
Mm-hmm.
for my product.
Mhm.
I think that's very important.
In a perfect world, we would have somebody
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is
We would
on your
hire-
payroll,
Right.
but he answers to me.
Right. Right.
So
Well, eventually, I think we probably have to get there.
Yeah.
When we have our, in-house superintendent or.
okay, muy bien.
Okay.
No hay-
So right there like 15.
Yeah.
¿Cerrar? ¿De cerrar?
Okay, that's 15, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, we leave it.
cerraste?
We were supposed to leave it for 2 hours.
Yeah. Okay, so right now it's closed.
Okay.
¿Qué está haciendo? Quítale, cerote. Espérate. Pero es que tengo. Oh, para allá. ¿Y no tenemos otro?
Okay, starting. Okay, this is. What time is it now? Okay, fire sprinkler leakage test, air leak test. So they connected everything into all the joints and elbows and came to the gauge. We set the gauge at 15, close to 20 psi. Valve is open, and for 2 hours you have to make sure that there's no leak. Okay, 24 hours later, the fire sprinkler air leak test is still holding pressure exactly at 19 pounds. It started out exactly there. So all the leak test, the pipes are protected and basically all joints leak proof. This one also 25 pound, 25 psi, testing for sprinkler line, leak test. Connected. Connected to next roof here, to the slip sprinkler head. Connected. 90. Connected to this one. No leak. Roof leak test 3:30 February 22. Still holding exact same pounds. PSI. Gauge number 2. Roof. All 3 roof north side. Leak test. No leak. Holding 25 pounds. PSI.